Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I'm sorry I missed you yesterday. I actually had my earrings on and everything. So the girls are outside. There's Measy. Pearl's gonna go get her. Yeah, it's kind of nice out here. It's earlier than usual. So yesterday on my way to vlogging, we got a call from Aura, and she wasn't doing well on the phone, and we knew something was wrong. So we rushed over there, and she had a TIA, which is a tiny little stroke. She has had those before, but we could tell that she had it. She was slurring her words. Her eyelid was drooping. She was, kind of out of it. And so we called 911. The ambulance came and she is in the hospital today. We got a call this morning from the doctor. She's doing great. Her speech is back to normal. Her eyelid is only a little bit droopy. It's not interfering with her being able to see or anything like that. He thought she was doing great, but he has a lot of tests he wants to do on her today. And so he didn't sound too hopeful that she could go home today. And so, I mean, he didn't rule it out, but anyway. So Dennis and I this morning are going to go over to her house and get it organized, ready for her to come home probably tomorrow. Do some laundry, that kind of stuff. Feed and water the cat, cuddle him a little bit because he's not used to being by himself either. And figure out her meds because we didn't have that list. The ambulance guys took pictures of all her meds, but apparently it didn't get passed on. Well, the ambulance guy came from a different company than the hospital is, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. Anyway, so we'll take her meds information over, and I'll take a crossword puzzle book, and she and I all sit and do crossword puzzles in between her tests today. And yeah. But I don't think she's coming home today. But the doctor was so funny at the end. He says, she is such a lovely woman. I'm like, yeah, isn't she the best? He's like, she is so sweet. So anyway, she is. She's the best. So she's feeling better, I'm sure. We'll go over there and I'll go visit her and get things going at her house so that everything is ready for her when she can come home. And yeah, so that's good news. So she's good. Back to her old self. And they're not sure if they can do an MRI on her or not. They have to figure out what kind of pacemaker she has. So that's up in the air. So that's the news. That's what happened yesterday. So anyway, happy Labor Day, everybody, in the United States and in Canada. You have to stop wearing your white shoes and white pants now. Isn't that the rule? So I think today is mostly going to be taken up with Aura. As soon as I was saying about crossword puzzles at the hospital, and I'm sitting there thinking, too bad I'm not knitting, because, knitting's the perfect thing. So maybe I'll figure out something to take. I can't take my penguano. Maybe I'll bring some socks. See if I can do some knitting. Sit and talk and knit. Maybe that'll help get me back a little bit. I wasn't in the mood to stitch last night, so I didn't stitch with Christy. But if I wait till I'm in the mood, I may never talk to her again, so I need to stop doing that. But, Dennis had just gotten home when it was time to stitch and from the hospital, because he had gone over when she was in the emergency room, and then he went back yesterday evening when she was in her room. So anyway, but I've been trying to think about what to do about my whole mood thing that's been going on with me, and Leslie and I are inspiring each other with our lists and things. But and it was also the Crafty Toads. I watched the Crafty Toads book episode. They do a book episode. I get a lot of good information on books from them because I their taste in books is very similar to mine, and so I've gotten really good ideas from them. And in fact, as I was watching, I was able to put a couple books on hold, and I got a couple of the books. Excuse me. But one of the books that I couldn't get it from electronically from the library was a book about organizing your house. And Mary Beth had read the book and was all excited about getting things organized. And they were talking back and forth, and sometimes it's hard to hear Helen. I need to listen to them on with earphones, I think. But they were talking about some kind of 30-day challenge. And Helen's like, well, I'm not going to be straightening up, we're not going to get this whole house organized in 30 days. That's just not happening. She said, but I would do a 30-day challenge where I did something to help organize every day for 30 days. And I thought, I could do that. And and the things I'm picturing take 10 minutes. I'm not going to try to commit myself to anything, I don't want to set myself up for failure, but I thought, make a list of all the little things that need to be done around. And, and Leslie was saying that, when she times them, they're hardly anything half the time. And it's true. I don't know how many, I'm the procrastinator. I don't know how many times I put off something I didn't want to do, dragged on for weeks, nagged at me for weeks, and then it took 10 minutes. So I think one of the things I'm going to do is just look at the little corners of my house, because you can tell by looking at my house that I have corners everywhere with stuff. My problem is I don't have a place for everything that I own. And, I end up with little things and I don't have any place for them. I don't have a place to put them. We have a junk drawer, which makes Dennis crazy. I can't put anything else in the junk drawer. And a junk drawer is like useless on some level. But, I have little things and I don't really know where to put them so that I'll know where they are to find them again. So anyway, I'm going to make a list of things like the gizmo that I show you usually at the beginning is on a half wall between the table and the, excuse me, between the table and our living room. And it's piled with books. It's piled. There's a bookshelf right there. My whole bookshelf situation is a mess, but I can't do the whole bookshelf. But I can do something. And I have to figure out something because, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to take it little steps at a time, but have a weekly goal of let's deal with these things and see if I can do that with my list. That's my plan. But not today. Today I am daughter-in-lawing and hanging out with Aura and working over at her house and cuddling her cats. And then I'm so phlegmy. I don't know what that is all about. But anyway, Dennis will be home with the dogs and he'll walk the dogs and I'll go and I'll hang out with Aura and then we'll switch and I'll come home and feed the dogs and hang out with the dogs and he'll go and hang out with mom. So that's the plan. So in a few minutes I will make some texts to let everybody know what the doctor said. Vicky gets up early, so she won't mind a text. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. She might see this before then, and then she'll know how her mom's doing. Let people know how Aura is, and then get going. Get starting with the day. So there you go. That's the plan. But I think the plan of doing a little corner every day is going to help in many ways. And I think that's what I have to do. So thank you, Leslie and the toads for the inspiration to keep working on it. And I talked to Dennis and I said, I got to do something because not doing anything at all is really part of the problem. And he's like, yeah, he's a very encouraging guy without he doesn't have a naggy bone in his body, so he doesn't care if the house gets messy, although it's not that messy because we're not messing it up after I clean it up. And it's not like I'm doing art, so I didn't even mess the table up. I wonder if I would do a sketch a day. I think that would be good for me too. Just a little sketch a day. There's a famous urban artist who's Australian, who I've seen her interviewed and talked about, and she sketches her cup of tea every morning in her sketchbook, and she has shelves and shelves and shelves of sketchbooks, and she just sketches her cup of tea and makes notes. I don't know if it's the notes about the day or what yesterday went or whatever, because it's writing all over her sketchbook and a little painted sketch of her cup of tea. Now, you only have so many cups. So she's got lots and lots of pictures of the same cups, but she just does her cup of tea every day and then goes on with her day. She's an artist, so she's doing other art besides that. But I thought, little things. It doesn't have to be a big thing. A little sketch a day, that wouldn't be bad for me either. Anyway, I'm working on it. And I do appreciate your support. I do so much. Now, I know I was supposed to pick the winner of the August prize, and I didn't do that. So I'll make no promises for tomorrow, but it will be this week. I do promise that. And so keep working on your Ode to Joy. Make long pictures in the thread, because it's going to be a picture for that lovely prize from Megan of her minis. So I can't win it. Brat. I'm jealous. Anyway, take good care of yourselves. Aura's doing great. Don't worry about her. And be careful. Take good care of yourselves. Stay safe and stay sane.